Welcome to this deep dive, and we're going to be tackling a pretty big challenge today.
Yeah,
We're going to be mastering the wisdom of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People.
a classic.
But we're not just going to be reading summaries, right?
Oh,
We're going to try to combine this with a technique for memorizing entire books
oh, wow.
using the power of delta wave learning and memory palaces.
I love this approach because it really leverages the brain's natural ability to absorb and apply information.
Okay, so let's break this down.
Yeah.
What exactly are delta waves, and how do they relate to memory?
So delta waves are brain waves that occur during deep sleep, and they're closely linked to memory consolidation.
Oh, okay.
So it's like when your brain is filing away all the information that it's gathered during the day,
Yeah.
making those memories a little more permanent.
So how do memory palaces fit into all of this?
So a memory palace is a technique where you use a familiar location, and it could be your home or a route you walk often, or even a famous landmark, and you associate vivid images with concepts you want to remember. By mentally walking through this palace and linking those images to specific locations, you create a really powerful retrieval system.
So we're going to tap into those delta waves and use a memory palace to make Carnegie's principles stick.
Exactly.
But how do we access those delta waves while we're awake?
So that's where a little bit of guided relaxation comes in. We're not talking about mind control or anything like that,
Sure.
but more about guiding you into a calm, focused state that optimizes your brain's learning capacity.
Are you ready to guide us through this?
Absolutely. If you're comfortable, find a quiet spot, close your eyes, and just take a few deep breaths.
Now, as you breathe in and out, notice how your body begins to relax. Allow any tension to melt away.
Yeah, just imagine a wave of calmness washing over you from the top of your head to the tips of your toes.
With each breath, you're sinking deeper into a state of relaxation.
A state where your mind becomes much more receptive and your memory is more powerful.
Focus on your breath, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest as you inhale and exhale.
Now imagine you're standing at the starting point of the big bus tours route in London.
Okay.
We're going to be using this familiar route as the foundation for our memory palace,
Gotcha.
linking each stop to a key principle from How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Are you ready to embark on this journey?
Absolutely. So stop number 1 is Big Ben, that iconic clock tower. The first principle we're going to link to this location is become genuinely interested in other people.
To create a vivid image picture, Big Ben transformed into a giant ear, intently listening to the city's heartbeat.
Great. Now let's move on to stop number 2, Buckingham Palace.
Okay.
Here we'll focus on the principle of smile.
Imagine the Queen herself standing on the balcony, but instead of waving, she's flashing a radiant smile so bright that it illuminates all of London.
Wonderful. Stop number 3 brings us to Trafalgar Square. We're going to link this location to the principle of remembering that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language.
To make this memorable, imagine the lions at the base of Nelson's column roaring the names of everyone who passes by, personalizing each roar in a way that makes people feel truly seen and acknowledged.
Perfect. Moving on to stop number 4, the London Eye.
All right.
Here we'll connect to the principle of being a good listener and encouraging others to talk about themselves.
Picture the London Eye transformed into a giant ear, pressed against the city, eagerly absorbing the conversations and stories swirling below.
Great. Now stop number 5, Tower Bridge.
Okay.
This iconic bridge represents the idea of talking in terms of the other person's interests.
Imagine the bridge opening and closing, but instead of boats passing through, it's a stream of people's passions and hobbies, each one flowing effortlessly under the raised bridge, connecting people through their shared interests.
Beautiful imagery. On to stop number 6, St. Paul's Cathedral. This majestic cathedral will symbolize making the other person feel important and doing it sincerely.
Envision St. Paul's Cathedral, radiating a golden light that bathes everyone who enters in a feeling of warmth, appreciation, and genuine significance.
Wonderful. Stop number 7, the Houses of Parliament.
All right.
This landmark will be linked to the concept of avoiding arguments.
Picture this. The Houses of Parliament are completely silent. No debates, no disagreements, just a peaceful atmosphere of respectful listening and understanding.
Excellent. Let's continue to stop number 8, Shakespeare's Globe Theatre.
Okay.
We'll tie this location to the principle of never telling someone they are wrong.
Imagine the Globe Theatre transformed into a giant truthometer. But instead of judging right and wrong, it gently illuminates the different perspectives and interpretations each person brings to the stage.
Great. Stop number 9, Westminster Abbey.
All right.
We'll associate this grand abbey with admitting when you're wrong quickly and emphatically.
Picture this. A giant gavel descends from the ceiling of Westminster Abbey, striking a resounding mea culpa that echoes through the halls, acknowledging mistakes with humility and grace.
Powerful. On to stop number 10, the Churchill War Rooms.
Okay.
This historic site will embody the principle of beginning in a friendly way.
Imagine the stern figure of Winston Churchill offering tea and biscuits to everyone who enters the war rooms, creating a welcoming and disarming atmosphere.
I love it. Now stop number 11, Kensington Palace, a royal residence full of history.
Okay.
We'll link this to the concept of getting the other person saying yes, yes, immediately.
Visualize a chorus of yes, yes, echoing through the halls of Kensington Palace, a symphony of agreement and positive affirmation.
Stop number 12, Harrods, that iconic department store. This bustling hub will represent the principle of letting the other person do a great deal of the talking.
Picture this. Instead of merchandise, Harrods is filled with giant ears, all tuned in to those stories and experiences of shoppers, creating a space where everyone feels heard and valued.
Excellent. Let's continue to stop number 13, the British Museum, a treasure trove of artifacts and knowledge.
Okay.
We'll connect this location to the concept of letting the other person feel that the idea is his or hers.
Imagine ancient scrolls and artifacts coming to life within the British Museum, whispering ideas and inspirations directly into the ears of visitors, sparking a sense of ownership and innovation.
Now stop number 14, Piccadilly Circus, the vibrant heart of London's entertainment scene.
All right.
This dazzling junction will represent trying honestly to see things from the other person's point of view.
Visualize the giant screens of Piccadilly Circus transforming into windows into people's minds, displaying their thoughts, feelings, and perspectives for all to see and understand.
Stop number 15, the Tower of London, a historic fortress steeped in intrigue. We'll link this to the idea of being sympathetic to the other person's ideas and desires.
Imagine the Tower of London's guards offering warm hugs and words of comfort to anyone who enters, expressing empathy and understanding for their aspirations and concerns.
On to stop number 16, the National Gallery, home to a wealth of masterpieces.
Okay.
This artistic haven will symbolize the principle of appealing to the nobler motives.
Picture the paintings in the National Gallery coming to life, inspiring acts of kindness, generosity, and selflessness among all who behold them.
Excellent. Now stop number 17, Covent Garden Market, a bustling marketplace full of energy.
Right.
This vibrant space will represent dramatizing your ideas.
Imagine Covent Garden Market transformed into a giant stage where street performers showcase the benefits and excitement of Carnegie's principles, captivating audiences with their dynamic presentations.
Stop number 18, the Royal Albert Hall, a renowned concert venue.
Okay.
We'll associate this grand hall with the concept of throwing down a challenge.
Picture a spotlight shining brightly on the stage at the Royal Albert Hall, illuminating a single microphone where anyone can step up and share their goals, inspiring others to strive for greatness.
Moving on to stop number 19, Madame Tussauds Wax Museum, famous for its lifelike figures. This uncanny collection will represent beginning with praise and honest appreciation.
Imagine the wax figures of Madame Tussauds coming to life, offering compliments and genuine admiration to visitors, making everyone feel valued and appreciated.
Now stop number 20, Hyde Park, a sprawling green oasis in the heart of London.
Right.
This serene space will embody the principle of calling attention to people's mistakes indirectly.
Picture a gentle breeze rustling through the trees of Hyde Park, whispering subtle suggestions for improvement, guiding people towards positive change without harsh criticism.
Stop number 21, the Sherlock Holmes Museum, celebrating the legendary detective.
Okay.
This intriguing destination will be linked to talking about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person.
Imagine Sherlock Holmes himself confessing to his past blunders, demonstrating humility and self-awareness, creating a safe space for others to acknowledge their own imperfections.
On to stop number 22, the London Dungeon, a journey through the city's dark history.
Right.
This eerie attraction will represent asking questions instead of giving direct orders.
Picture the torturers of the London Dungeon, transformed into helpful guides, gently inquiring about visitors' preferences and guiding them through the exhibits with respectful curiosity.
Excellent. Let's continue to stop number 23. The Natural History Museum, home to awe-inspiring exhibits of the natural world.
Okay.
We'll connect this location to the concept of letting the other person save face.
Imagine the dinosaur skeletons in the Natural History Museum coming to life, gently covering up any embarrassing faux pas made by visitors, preserving their dignity and self-esteem.
Now stop number 24, the Victoria and Albert Museum, a vast collection of art and design.
Okay.
This inspiring institution will represent the principle of praising the slightest improvement and praising every improvement.
Picture the statues and sculptures in the V&A Museum clapping and cheering for every small step forward, celebrating every effort and achievement, no matter how minor.
Stop number 25. The Science Museum, a celebration of scientific discovery.
Right.
We'll associate this innovative hub with the concept of giving the other person a fine reputation to live up to.
Imagine the exhibits of the Science Museum showcasing the potential and brilliance within every individual, inspiring them to reach for their highest aspirations.
On to stop number 26, the Globe Theater once again, but this time we'll focus on the backstage area.
Okay.
This behind-the-scenes space will embody the principle of using encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct.
Imagine the stagehands and crew of the Globe Theater offering support and guidance, making even the most daunting tasks seem manageable and achievable.
Now stop number 27, Borough Market, a vibrant foodie haven.
Right.
This delicious destination will represent the concept of making the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest.
Picture Borough Market offering free samples of all its delectable treats, enticing people to try new things and experience the joy of culinary exploration.
Stop number 28, the Imperial War Museum, a poignant reminder of wartime history.
Okay.
This somber yet powerful location will be linked to expressing appreciation.
Imagine the walls of the Imperial War Museum, lined with letters of gratitude, expressing heartfelt thanks to those who served their country, highlighting the profound impact of appreciation.
Moving on to stop number 29, the Tate Modern, a haven for contemporary art.
Right.
This cutting-edge gallery will represent the idea of don't criticize, condemn, or complain.
Picture the Tate Modern transformed into a judgment-free zone where every form of expression is celebrated, fostering an environment of acceptance and open-mindedness.
Now stop number 30, the British Library, a vast repository of knowledge.
Okay.
This literary sanctuary will embody the principle of giving honest and sincere appreciation.
Imagine the bookshelves of the British Library overflowing with heartfelt thank you notes and expressions of gratitude, emphasizing the power of genuine appreciation.
Stop number 31, the National Portrait Gallery, showcasing portraits of influential figures.
All right.
We'll associate this historical collection with the concept of arousing an eager want.
Picture the portraits in the National Portrait Gallery, coming to life, sharing their stories of passion, ambition, and achievement, igniting a fire of desire in all who behold them.
On to stop number 32, the Royal Opera House, a stage for breathtaking performances.
Okay.
This elegant venue will represent the idea of becoming genuinely interested in other people.
Imagine the performers of the Royal Opera House stepping off the stage and engaging in heartfelt conversations with the audience, demonstrating genuine interest in their lives and experiences.
Now stop number 33, the Shard, that towering skyscraper with panoramic views.
Right.
This modern marvel will represent the principle of smiling.
Imagine the glass panels of the Shard reflecting smiles from all across London, radiating warmth and positivity throughout the city.
Stop number 34, Greenwich Park, home to the Royal Observatory.
Okay.
This historic park will embody the concept of remembering that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language.
Picture the astronomers at the Royal Observatory, calling out the names of the stars and constellations, giving each celestial body a personal touch.
Moving on to stop number 35, the Cutty Sark, a historic sailing ship.
Right.
This maritime treasure will represent the idea of being a good listener and encouraging others to talk about themselves.
Imagine the Cutty Sark transformed into a giant ear, listening to the tales of sailors and explorers, absorbing their stories of adventure and discovery.
Now stop number 36, the O2 Arena, a massive entertainment venue.
Okay.
This energetic space will embody the principle of talking in terms of the other person's interests.
Imagine the O2 Arena hosting concerts and events tailored specifically to the passions and hobbies of each individual attendee, creating a truly personalized experience.
Stop number 37, the Houses of Parliament once again, but this time focus on the clock tower.
Right.
This iconic landmark will be linked to the concept of making the other person feel important and doing it sincerely.
Picture Big Ben chiming out personalized messages of appreciation and recognition, making everyone in London feel valued and respected.
On to stop number 38, the London Zoo, home to a diverse collection of animals.
Okay.
This fascinating menagerie will represent the principle of avoiding arguments.
Imagine the animals of the London Zoo living in perfect harmony, setting an example of peaceful coexistence and mutual understanding.
Now stop number 39, the London Aquarium, a captivating underwater world.
All right.
This aquatic wonderland will embody the idea of never telling someone they are wrong.
Picture the fish in the London Aquarium swimming gracefully around any disagreements, demonstrating the art of acceptance and respect for differing opinions.
Stop number 40, the British Museum, but this time we'll focus on the Rosetta Stone exhibit.
Okay.
This ancient artifact will be linked to the concept of admitting when you're wrong quickly and emphatically.
Imagine the Rosetta Stone glowing brightly whenever someone acknowledges a mistake, celebrating the courage and humility of self-correction.
Moving on to stop number 41. The National Gallery once again, but this time focus on Van Gogh's Sunflowers painting.
Right.
This vibrant masterpiece will represent beginning in a friendly way.
Imagine Van Gogh's sunflowers radiating warmth and inviting smiles, creating a welcoming and approachable atmosphere.
Now stop number 42, Leicester Square, a bustling entertainment hub.
Okay.
This lively square will embody the principle of getting the other person saying yes, yes immediately.
Picture a chorus of yes, yes echoing through Leicester Square, a symphony of agreement and enthusiastic approval.
Stop number 43, the British Library, but this time focus on the Shakespeare First Folios exhibit.
All right.
We'll associate this literary treasure with letting the other person do a great deal of the talking.
Imagine Shakespeare's words leaping off the pages of the First Folios, encouraging active listening and giving others space to share their thoughts and stories.
On to stop number 44, the Churchill War Rooms once again, but this time focus on the map room. This strategic space will represent the principle of letting the other person feel that the idea is his or hers.
Imagine Winston Churchill pointing to a blank map, inviting others to contribute their ideas and strategies, fostering a sense of ownership and collaboration.
Excellent. Now stop number 45, the Tower Bridge, but this time focus on the engine room.
All right.
This powerful space will embody the concept of trying honestly to see things from the other person's point of view.
Picture the gears and engines of Tower Bridge working in sync, representing the harmony that comes from understanding and appreciating different perspectives.
Stop number 46, the London Eye once again, but imagine you're at the very top enjoying a panoramic view of the city.
Okay.
This elevated perspective will symbolize being sympathetic to the other person's ideas and desires.
Picture yourself gazing out from the London Eye, seeing the city from different angles, and appreciating the unique aspirations and dreams of each individual below.
Moving on to stop number 47, Buckingham Palace, but this time focus on the changing of the guard ceremony. This time-honored tradition will represent the idea of appealing to the nobler motives.
Imagine the Queen's Guard performing their duties with impeccable precision and honor, inspiring a sense of integrity and purpose in all who witness the ceremony.
Now stop number 48, the Houses of Parliament once again, but this time focus on the debating chamber.
Okay.
This lively space will embody the principle of dramatizing your ideas.
Picture passionate speeches and engaging debates filling the chamber of the Houses of Parliament, bringing Carnegie's principle to life through powerful storytelling and captivating rhetoric.
Stop number 49, Trafalgar Square, but this time focus on Nelson's column.
All right.
This towering monument will represent the concept of throwing down a challenge.
Imagine Nelson atop his column issuing a daring challenge to all who pass by, inspiring them to strive for greatness and overcome their limitations.
On to stop number 50, the National Portrait Gallery once again, but this time focus on the portraits of British monarchs.
Okay.
This regal collection will embody the principle of beginning with praise and honest appreciation.
Picture the monarchs in their portraits, offering words of encouragement and genuine admiration, recognizing the achievements and contributions of others.
Excellent. Now stop number 51, Hyde Park, but this time focus on Speaker's Corner.
All right.
This lively platform for free speech will represent the concept of calling attention to people's mistakes indirectly.
Imagine orators at Speaker's Corner offering constructive criticism and suggestions for improvement through witty anecdotes and thought-provoking metaphors.
Stop number 52, the Sherlock Holmes Museum, but this time focus on Holmes's study.
Okay.
This space of deduction and observation will be linked to talking about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person.
Imagine Sherlock Holmes analyzing his own past blunders, demonstrating the importance of self-reflection and accountability.
On to stop number 53, the London Dungeon once again, but this time focus on the torture chamber.
All right.
This eerie space will represent asking questions instead of giving direct orders.
Picture the torturers of the London Dungeon, transformed into inquisitive interviewers, seeking information through respectful inquiries rather than forceful commands.
Excellent. Now stop number 54. The Natural History Museum, but this time focus on the giant blue whale skeleton suspended from the ceiling.
Okay.
This awe-inspiring exhibit will embody the concept of letting the other person save face.
Imagine the blue whale skeleton gently scooping up any embarrassing blunders made by visitors, preserving their dignity and self-esteem.
Stop number 55. The Victoria and Albert Museum once again, but this time focus on the fashion exhibits.
Right.
This stylish collection will represent praising the slightest improvement and praising every improvement.
Imagine the mannequins in the V&A's fashion exhibits coming to life, offering compliments and encouragement for every stylish choice and fashion-forward effort.
Moving on to stop number 56, the Science Museum, but this time focus on the interactive exhibits.
Okay.
This hands-on space will represent giving the other person a fine reputation to live up to.
Imagine the interactive exhibits of the Science Museum, sparking creativity and ingenuity, encouraging visitors to tap into their potential and make their mark on the world.
Now stop number 57, the Globe Theater once again, but this time focus on the audience seating area.
Right.
This engaged space will embody using encouragement, make the fault seem easy to correct.
Imagine the audience members of the Globe Theater cheering on the performers and offering words of support, making even the most challenging scenes seem achievable.
Stop number 58, Borough Market, but this time focus on the food stalls. This diverse culinary landscape will be linked to making the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest.
Imagine the food vendors of Borough Market offering tantalizing samples and describing their dishes with infectious enthusiasm, enticing customers to try new flavors and experience the joy of food.
On to stop number 59, the Imperial War Museum, but this time focus on the personal stories and artifacts on display. This intimate collection will represent expressing appreciation.
Imagine the personal letters, diaries, and photographs in the Imperial War Museum, radiating warmth and gratitude, highlighting the importance of acknowledging the sacrifices and contributions of others.
Excellent. Now, stop number 60, the Tate Modern, but this time focus on the performance art space.
Okay.
This avant-garde setting will embody don't criticize, condemn, or complain.
Picture the performance artists of the Tate Modern, embracing unconventional ideas and expressing themselves freely without fear of judgment.
Stop number 61, the British Library once again, but this time focus on the reading room.
All right.
This quiet space of learning and contemplation will represent giving honest and sincere appreciation.
Imagine a gentle hum of appreciation filling the reading room of the British Library, a collective acknowledgement of the power and beauty of words.
Moving on to stop number 62, the National Portrait Gallery, but this time focus on the portraits of scientists and inventors.
Okay.
This innovative collection will represent the concept of arousing an eager want.
Picture the scientists and inventors in their portraits, sharing their stories of discovery, inspiring a thirst for knowledge and a passion for innovation.
Now stop number 63, the Royal Opera House, but this time focus on the orchestra pit.
Right.
This harmonious space will embody the principle of becoming genuinely interested in other people.
Imagine the musicians of the Royal Opera House tuning into each other's instruments and playing together in perfect harmony, symbolizing the beauty of connection and shared understanding.
Stop, number 64. The Shard once again, but this time imagine you're standing at the base looking up at its towering height.
Okay.
This awe-inspiring perspective will be linked to the concept of smiling.
Picture the glass panels of the Shard, reflecting smiles from all across London, creating a dazzling display of warmth and positivity.
On to stop number 65, Greenwich Park, but this time focus on the Meridian Line.
All right.
This dividing line representing the prime meridian will embody the principle of remembering that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language.
Imagine people from all over the world gathering at the Meridian Line, each one calling out their name with pride and joy, celebrating the power of individual identity.
Excellent. Now, stop number 66. The Cutty Sark once again, but this time imagine you're standing on the deck feeling the sway of the ship.
Okay.
This nautical experience will represent the concept of being a good listener and encouraging others to talk about themselves.
Picture the Cutty Sark sailing through a sea of stories and experiences, each wave carrying the unique voices of those who are eager to share.
Stop number 67, the O2 Arena, but this time focus on the backstage area.
Right.
This bustling hub of preparation will be linked to talking in terms of the other person's interests.
Imagine the performers and crew of the O2 Arena discussing their shared passions and hobbies, creating a sense of camaraderie and connection.
Moving on to stop number 68, the Houses of Parliament once again, but this time focus on the Queen's speech ceremony.
Okay.
This regal event will represent making the other person feel important and doing it sincerely.
Picture the Queen delivering a heartfelt speech, expressing her gratitude and appreciation for the contributions of every citizen, fostering a sense of national pride and belonging.
Now stop number 69, the London Zoo, but this time focus on the primate enclosure.
Right.
This social space will embody the principle of avoiding arguments.
Imagine the primates of the London Zoo resolving their conflicts through playful gestures and gentle communication, demonstrating the power of nonviolent conflict resolution.
Stop number 70, the London Aquarium once again, but this time focus on the shark tank.
Okay.
This thrilling exhibit will be linked to never telling someone they're wrong.
Picture the sharks in the London Aquarium gracefully swimming around any disagreements, demonstrating the art of accepting different perspectives without judgment.
On to stop number 71, the British Museum, but this time focus on the Egyptian mummies exhibit.
Right.
This ancient and mysterious collection will represent the concept of admitting when you're wrong quickly and emphatically.
Imagine the mummies of the British Museum unwrapping themselves to reveal their past mistakes, demonstrating the courage and humility of owning up to one's errors.
Excellent. Now stop number 72, the National Gallery once again, but this time focus on Monet's water lilies paintings. This serene and contemplative collection will embody beginning in a friendly way.
Picture Monet's water lilies radiating tranquility and inviting peaceful reflection, creating a welcoming and approachable atmosphere for dialogue and connection.
Stop number 73, Leicester Square, but this time focus on the street performers and entertainers.
All right.
This lively and engaging space will represent getting the other person saying yes, yes immediately.
Imagine the street performers of Leicester Square captivating their audiences with humor and skill, eliciting cheers and enthusiastic applause from the crowd.
Moving on to stop number 74, the British Library, but this time focus on the ancient manuscripts collection.
Okay.
This historical and insightful collection will represent the principle of letting the other person do a great deal of the talking.
Imagine the ancient manuscripts whispering their wisdom and stories to attentive listeners, encouraging active listening, and creating space for others to share their thoughts and insights.
Now stop number 75. The Churchill War Rooms, once again, but this time focus on Churchill's personal office.
Right.
This space of leadership and decision-making will embody the concept of letting the other person feel that the idea is his or hers.
Picture Winston Churchill inviting his advisors to share their perspectives and strategies, fostering a culture of collaboration and shared ownership of ideas.
Stop number 76, Tower Bridge, but this time focus on the pedestrian walkway high above the Thames.
Where?
This elevated perspective will be linked to trying honestly to see things from the other person's point of view.
Imagine yourself standing on the Tower Bridge walkway, looking out over the city from a different perspective, gaining a broader understanding of the diverse lives and experiences unfolding below.
On to stop number 77, the London Eye once again, but this time imagine yourself in one of the capsules as it slowly rotates, offering a gradual panoramic view. This experience of gradual revelation will represent being sympathetic to the other person's ideas and desires.
Picture yourself slowly rotating in the London Eye, observing the city from all angles, appreciating the unique aspirations and perspectives of those below.
Excellent. Now stop number 78, Buckingham Palace, but this time focus on the Royal Gardens.
Okay.
This serene and beautiful space will embody appealing to the nobler motives.
Picture the royal gardens of Buckingham Palace, blooming with kindness, compassion, and integrity, inspiring those who stroll through its pathways to embrace their higher selves.
Inspiring those who stroll through its pathways to embrace their higher selves. The fragrant roses and delicate lilies symbolize the beauty of a life lived with purpose and nobility.
Stop number 79. The Houses of Parliament once again, but this time focus on the grand architecture and intricate details of the building. This grand display of craftsmanship will represent dramatizing your ideas.
Imagine the intricate carvings and statues of the Houses of Parliament coming to life, acting out scenes from Carnegie's principles, captivating those who gaze upon the building's grandeur.
Moving on to stop number 80, Trafalgar Square once again, but this time focus on the fountains and the people gathered around them. This social and refreshing space will represent throwing down a challenge.
Imagine the fountains of Trafalgar Square symbolizing a surge of motivation and inspiration, challenging those who gather around them to embrace their full potential and make a splash in the world.
Now stop number 81. The National Portrait Gallery once again, but this time focus on the portraits of artists and writers. This creative and expressive collection will embody the principle of beginning with praise and honest appreciation.
Picture the artists and writers in their portraits beaming with pride as they receive compliments and sincere recognition for their talent and contributions to culture.
Stop number 82, Hyde Park, but this time focus on the Serpentine Lake, a tranquil oasis within the park. This peaceful and reflective space will be linked to calling attention to people's mistakes indirectly.
Imagine the ripples in the Serpentine Lake representing gentle suggestions and constructive feedback, guiding people towards positive change without harsh criticism.
On to stop number 83, the Sherlock Holmes Museum once again, but this time focus on the crime scene dioramas. These miniature scenes of mystery and intrigue will represent talking about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person.
Imagine Sherlock Holmes recreating his past blunders in miniature form, demonstrating the importance of humility and self-awareness when addressing the errors of others.
Excellent. Now, stop number 84, the London Dungeon, but this time focus on the escape room experience. This challenging and collaborative activity will embody asking questions instead of giving direct orders.
Picture the participants in the London Dungeon's escape room working together, asking questions and solving puzzles through collaborative effort rather than relying on top-down directives.
Stop number 85, the Natural History Museum, but this time focus on the Darwin Center's Cocoon, a unique architectural structure housing the museum's entomology collection. This space of transformation and evolution will represent the concept of letting the other person save face.
Imagine the cocoon of the Darwin Center gently enveloping any embarrassing blunders, providing a safe space for growth and learning. The delicate wings of butterflies and moths flutter with forgiveness, as if reminding us that transformation is a continuous process and that everyone deserves a chance to evolve.
Moving on to stop number 86, the Victoria and Albert Museum once again, but this time focus on the jewelry exhibits. This dazzling display of beauty and craftsmanship will represent praising the slightest improvement and praising every improvement.
Imagine the gemstones and precious metals in the V&A's jewelry exhibits sparkling brighter with every compliment and word of encouragement, celebrating every step towards mastery and excellence.
Now stop number 87, the Science Museum, but this time focus on the space exploration exhibits. This inspiring collection pushing the boundaries of human ingenuity will embody the principle of giving the other person a fine reputation to live up to.
Imagine the space exploration exhibits of the Science Museum, igniting a sense of wonder and possibility, encouraging visitors to dream big and reach for the stars.
Stop number 88, the Globe Theater once again, but this time focus on the stage lighting and sound effects. This behind-the-scenes magic will be linked to using encouragement, make the fault seem easy to correct.
Imagine the stage lighting and sound effects of the Globe Theater, creating an atmosphere of support and encouragement, transforming mistakes into opportunities for learning and growth.
On to stop number 89, Borough Market, but this time focus on the aromas and flavors of the diverse cuisines on offer. This sensory-rich experience will represent the concept of making the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest.
Imagine the aromas and flavors of Borough Market, tantalizing the senses, creating a desire to explore new culinary experiences and embrace the joy of food.
Excellent. Now stop number 90, the Imperial War Museum, but this time focus on the exhibits dedicated to peace and reconciliation. This hopeful collection will embody expressing appreciation.
Imagine the peace and reconciliation exhibits of the Imperial War Museum, radiating gratitude for those who worked tirelessly to build a better world, highlighting the importance of recognizing and valuing those efforts.
Stop number 91, the Tate Modern, but this time focus on the outdoor sculpture garden. This open and engaging space will be linked to don't criticize, condemn, or complain.
Picture the sculptures in the Tate Modern's garden standing tall and proud, embracing their unique forms without fear of judgment, creating a space for acceptance and appreciation of diverse perspectives.
Moving on to stop number 92, the British Library once again, but this time focus on the children's literature section. This whimsical and imaginative collection will represent giving honest and sincere appreciation.
Imagine the children's books of the British Library overflowing with colorful illustrations and heartfelt stories, celebrating the joy of reading and the power of imagination.
Now stop number 93, the National Portrait Gallery, but this time focus on the self-portraits created by various artists throughout history. This introspective and expressive collection will embody the concept of arousing an eager want.
Picture the self-portraits in the National Portrait Gallery revealing the inner worlds and aspirations of the artists, inspiring a desire for self-discovery and the pursuit of one's passions.
Stop number 94, the Royal Opera House, But this time, focus on the grand staircase leading up to the auditorium. This elegant and ascending space will be linked to becoming genuinely interested in other people.
Imagine ascending the grand staircase of the Royal Opera House, encountering people from all walks of life, each one with their own unique stories and experiences to share.
On to stop number 95, the Shard. But this time, imagine you're taking the high-speed elevator to the top. This exhilarating journey will represent the principle of smiling.
Picture the elevator of the Shard shooting upwards, carrying passengers to new heights with smiles of anticipation and excitement.
Excellent. Now stop number 96, Greenwich Park. But this time focus on the panoramic views of the city from the park's hilltop. This expansive vista will embody remembering that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language.
Imagine looking out over London from Greenwich Park, seeing the city as a tapestry of individual lives, each one with its own unique name and story.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. But remember, the beauty of the Memory Palace is that you can revisit it any time, strengthening those connections.
And the relaxation technique we did earlier, that's primed your brain to absorb this information like a sponge, making those memories even more vivid and accessible.
It's amazing how seamlessly we were able to incorporate how to win friends and influence people into this Memory Palace. Now let's bring in the principles from Atomic Habits to make these principles truly stick.
Atomic Habits is all about the power of tiny changes consistently applied to achieve remarkable results. This concept of small incremental improvements is brilliantly illustrated in the story of the British cycling team.
Their coach, Dee Brailsford, focused on making 1% improvements in every area, from the rider's diet to the mechanics of their bikes. And guess what? These tiny adjustments added up to massive success.
The team went on to dominate the Olympics and the Tour de France, proving that even marginal gains can lead to extraordinary outcomes. What's crucial here is understanding that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement.
They're not about achieving some grand overnight transformation, but rather about consistent daily actions that over time lead to significant change. Clearis, the author of Atomic Habits, breaks down the science of habit formation into a simple framework called the habit loop.
It consists of 4 stages: cue, craving, response, and reward. The cue is the trigger that initiates the habit. The craving is the motivation or desire behind the habit. The response is the action you take, and the reward is the positive reinforcement that strengthens the habit.
Here's an example. Let's say you want to develop the habit of remembering people's names. You could link this to our Memory Palace. At stop number 3, Trafalgar Square, where the lions are roaring people's names, imagine yourself actively repeating each name as you walk through the square. That becomes your cue.
Your craving could be the desire to make people feel valued and respected. Your response is repeating their name and using it in conversation. And the reward is the positive reaction you receive, strengthening the habit of remembering names.
So how do we apply these Atomic Habits principles to the other locations in our Memory Palace?
It's all about transforming Carnegie's principles into small, actionable habits that we can practice consistently. For example, at stop number 2, Buckingham Palace, where the Queen is flashing her radiant smile, you could make it a habit to smile at everyone you meet for a whole day.
That small action aligns with the principle of smiling and radiating positivity. And over time, it could become a natural part of your interactions, making you more approachable and likable.
Exactly. And at stop number 4, the London Eye, where we focused on being a good listener, you could make a habit of asking one genuine question every time you're in a conversation. This aligns with the principle of encouraging others to talk about themselves and strengthens the habit of active listening.
Clear also provides a ton of practical strategies for building better habits, such as habit stacking, temptation bundling, and making your desired behaviors obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying.
Habit stacking is about linking a new habit to an existing one. For example, you could make a habit of practicing one of Carnegie's principles from your Memory Palace every time you commute to work.
Temptation bundling is about pairing an action you want to do with an action you need to do. For instance, you could only allow yourself to listen to your favorite podcast while you're practicing your Memory Palace walkthrough.
And then there's the idea of making your desired behaviors obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. This is about reducing the friction associated with good habits and increasing the friction associated with bad ones.
So for example, if you want to make it a habit to practice your Memory Palace, put a sticky note on your bathroom mirror reminding you to do a quick walkthrough while you brush your teeth. The key is to make it as easy as possible to choose the good habit.
By integrating these Atomic Habits principles into your Memory Palace, you're not only remembering the concepts, but you're also creating a system for consistently applying them in your daily life.
Okay, we've explored the science of habit formation, delved into the timeless wisdom of Dale Carnegie,
Mhm.
and even learned how to build a memory palace to make this knowledge stick. But the real magic happens when you start applying these principles in your own life.
It's like having a toolbox filled with social skills and strategies ready to use whenever you need them.
So how can we use our memory palace and atomic habits to win friends and influence people in real-world situations?
So it starts with being mindful of your interactions.
Oh.
As you go through your day, try to identify those cues and triggers that initiate your habitual responses. Are you reacting to situations based on old patterns, or are you consciously choosing your actions?
And that's where the memory palace comes in.
Right.
Let's say you're about to give a presentation.
Yeah.
And you want to project confidence and really engage your audience.
Take a moment to visualize stop number 18, the Royal Albert Hall, where Nelson is issuing a challenge from atop his column.
That image can remind you to project your voice, make eye contact, and speak with passion and conviction.
Or imagine yourself at stop number 1, Big Ben transformed into a giant ear, reminding you to listen attentively to questions and feedback from the audience.
These mental cues can help you shift your mindset and behavior even in challenging situations.
And as you practice these habits consistently, they'll gradually become more automatic, integrated into your natural way of being. It's like upgrading your social operating system,
Wow.
creating a new default setting for how you interact with the world.
But it's important to be patient with yourself.
Absolutely.
Change takes time and effort. Don't get discouraged if you slip up or revert to old patterns occasionally.
Just gently guide yourself back to those memory palace images and reaffirm your commitment to those positive habits.
Think of it like strengthening a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes.
And remember, the journey of self-improvement is an ongoing process. There's always room for growth, always new things to learn. So stay curious, keep experimenting, and keep revisiting your memory palace.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a challenge. Think about one specific interaction you're facing in the near future. Maybe it's a networking event, a job interview, a difficult conversation, or simply a chance to connect with someone new.
As you think about that interaction, mentally walk through your memory palace, selecting the images and principles that feel most relevant to that situation. Imagine yourself applying those principles with confidence and grace.
And then when the moment arrives, trust yourself to put those skills into practice. Observe how your interactions unfold, and be open to learning from each experience.
Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And every interaction is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to build more meaningful connections.
So go out there, fellow knowledge seekers, and put your newfound wisdom to work. And until next time, keep diving deep and keep exploring the boundless potential within yourself.